and Bklyn Phatz. It's J.Mac 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 and Bklyn Phatz. Get into the focus with J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz. She can get it, he can get it, that's where it's at. Tune into our podcast to get some laugh and get the facts. I'm Bklyn Phatz with my partner J.Mac. Get into the focus.
What's up, y'all? It is Tuesday. It is 6 p.m. So guess what? You tuned into Getting to the Focus podcast with J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz. We are so happy that you are here. What's good?
What's good? It's another day and we made it. It's a blessing. We thank you, Lord. We thank you for the people who lived to see another day. And fortunately, our shout outs go out to the ones who didn't make it. Yes, and as we carry on with J.Mac, how you doing? You looking lovely today.
Thank you. Yes, glad to be here. So happy to see your smiling face. And everybody else that's tuned in, welcome. We're going to get into it. Today, y'all, we are talking about the different kinds of love traps and how to avoid them. So we're going to just, kind of get into that and give you a little bit of insight on what we mean by love traps, relationship traps, and things like that. But first, I was going to ask Bklyn Phatz, you ever been in a love trap? Like felt stuck in a relationship?
You mean dealing with a psycho?
You know what? It's funny you bring that up because that's kind of like what it is pretty much. Yeah.
A stalker. Yeah, I have dealt with one. But when I got a chance to get away, I ain't even turned back. I did not turn back. I just kept running. So, your limitations when it comes to these relationships and the type of partners you deal with. You got to draw a line.
Yeah.
So, what you think, Matt?
Yeah, so like you said earlier, it's kind of similar to, the stalking situation because it's a discomfort, right? If you in a relationship, if you keep falling into the same old patterns, like incompatible, what they call incompatible relationships, like where you may be kind of a constant feeling victimized, kind of, that's a love trap. That's not really like a relationship. It's if you don't feel comfortable, if you feel kind of stuck or like obligated to be there instead of like wanting to be there and happy to be there, it's not a relationship, dog. It's a trap. If you constantly end up in relationships that are like from this, you feel like y'all going in circles, or it's like a convenience for one of y'all. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's a trap. You gotta.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say.
It depends. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
It depends because you got like baby mamas and baby daddy situations. Some baby fathers, intentionally get their girlfriend pregnant so they think they can keep them. And then you got some baby mamas hold it over their head because they thinking by giving birth to that man's child, they can keep him into that relationship. That's part of a relationship trap too. If you don't do what your significant other wants you to do, it can cause conflict. Go ahead.
Wow, that's a good. I was actually going to talk about that too. Like, the fact that some people, we were having a conversation the other day about, men trapping women and women trapping men. Because somebody, some people feel like a man can't trap a woman or a man doesn't do that. Some people think it's only one side. Some people think it's only women who, trap, not just with a baby. You can trap somebody financially, like get them entangled into like a contract. You feel me? Like a business. Okay. You know how people start businesses together? Like they might be in a love entanglement or so I just wanted to throw that out there. Like there are some people who sign on and connect through business relationships. It could be a business or a baby or a car, whatever, a co-signing. You know what I'm saying?
So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, so like it's it's a lot of different ways you can get kind of entangled. If y'all have anything to say out there, please call in 929-441-2417. We want to hear from you as well. But yes, so like it may kind of sound over dramatic too, like when we say the term love trap. Because
Yes.
but it's real and it's like really prevalent. The problem is really prevalent among single people, and it's a real it's not a it's a real thing. Love traps are basically relationships that seem like a good idea. They
Yeah.
seem like a good idea, but they always end up harming you or your emotional well being. And anything that's like harming your emotional well being, we all know like that's no bueno. It's no good.
Well,
So.
it could because you people want to be in control, and
Mm-hmm.
relationship trap is dealing with control, controlling a female or the female controlling the man, and if you don't do as they say, they find ways to trap you. If you say
Right.
you got a baby or something and you no longer want to be with the baby mama, so the baby mama basically she gonna make it hell for you when you trying to get
Mm-hmm.
out. She gonna have sex with you when you want out. She gonna make you tempted, so you gonna fall
Wow.
back into the trap of sleeping with her. And see, when by you sleeping with her, it don't close the doors. It don't give no closure. It's a possibility that you got her or him thinking that y'all can still rekindle the same flame that y'all have had.
Interesting. What's up, Ernest? Thank you for tuning in. Our topic is actually the relationship trap. We're talking about love traps. We're talking about how a lot of people fall for love traps because they get into situations with people who, and it seems too good to be true. And the worst part is you won't really know. You won't really know that you're in a love trap until it's too late. So it's different kinds of love traps. So that's what we're talking about today. Sean said once you have a baby with someone, you trap for 21 years, no matter what. What y'all feel about that? You agree? Once you have a baby with somebody, is it just you?
I disagree. I disagree because you know your limitation and you know your boundary. See, the thing
Right.
is, if you're not with that female, you make sure you close the door and fully close the door. Don't give her no thoughts of she thinking, okay, we can get back together and it's a
Mm.
possibility. Once I'm done with you, I'm done with you. It's no need. You are ex for a reason. You're not an ex just to be saying I'm walking around telling people you're an ex. It didn't work out for us. So basically, we just only deal with our children or our child.
Okay, so what about co-parenting? Like some people feel like you can co-parent, you gotta be friends, you gotta co-parent a certain way to get along with the kids. Even if you're not together, you gotta have some sort of relationship. Call in, y'all. By the way, if you have anything to say about this topic, 929-441-2417. Hit us up. We want to hear from you.
Well, you gotta compromise. You gotta when you co-parenting, you gotta compromise. All the evil doing, the evil talking, you have to put that on the side because right now you're raising a kid, and if you're not with the mother or you're not with the father, don't degrade them. Don't down talk them. Don't tell them, well, oh well, the reason why me and your father ain't together because your father ain't shit. And I don't want you to he ain't shit. Hey Carlos, how you doing? You on live with J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz.
What's
Come with it.
up?
Hey, what's going on? This is Ernest. I was just watching your show,
Oh,
and uh, I wanted to comment on the question if you guys are still talking about it.
okay.
So I have I have an 18-year-old son, my only
Okay.
child,
Okay.
and me and his mom are no longer together. We are not even going to get back together.
Okay.
Right now, we are co-parenting, and it, honestly, it's better now than it was before. Um, so I have custody of my son. He
Okay.
lives with me, and he's doing fine. Um, but you know, it depends on. I guess it depends on the person or the people, the couple,
That is correct.
of how they manage. Some relationships end very abruptly. That they don't want to have any parts of anybody. But some, in my case, and people are different. Some people can work it out to an understanding that we will never be in a relationship again. I moved on, she moved on, but at the end of the day, we are still parents to our son. She can come around when she wants to see him. He can go over her house. It's like that, and we are fine. We talk, only because of him. If there's a problem with him,
yes,
it's a problem with him. I don't want to know about her personal life. I don't want to know about her love life. It is what it is. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay, let me share this with you. First and foremost, it sounds like y'all got a line of respect for each other. Am I correct?
Right.
And see, once you have a line of respect for each other, y'all shouldn't have no other inter-conflicts. I mean, long as you don't... this is just me, a personal, how I deal with the situation. And I got a son that's 26 years old. And I tell my son, long as I don't talk bad about your mother, and your mother don't talk bad about me, we have no problem. But see, my thing is, it's a line of respect. And see, us as the black community lose that. It's not no longer about your partner. It's no longer about you. It's raising the kid to respect both of y'all. So everybody is on one accord. It's not, you're right. You shouldn't care about her personal life. She shouldn't care about yours. But when you go from household to household, it should be the same line of communication and the same line of respect. And when y'all got that, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. Y'all will be on better terms.
Exactly. I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, right now he's living with me. He's doing fine. He got 2 jobs. Graduated high school.
Congratulations.
So,
I'm proud to hear
thank you.
that finish high school and they parent make sure that.
Right. Okay. So, he's doing good. And, like I said, there's no, animosity between me and her. She could come and see him anytime she wants. I have no problem with that. Absolutely no problem with that. And I think that, a lot of, black people need to understand that, come to grips and sit down and talk about moving forward. You see what I'm saying? And it don't necessarily have to be a situation where, you got to put yourself out of the picture and focus on the child. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's not about her. It's about the child moving forward. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty much it.
Yes, that's it. Let me ask you a question, caller. You was raised with both of your parents, or you was raised with your mother or your father?
I was raised mostly with my mom, but I knew my father. To answer your question, no. My father was around, but my mom raised me.
But she did a great job. From how you speaking, she did a great job raising you.
Thank you.
Yes. I appreciate you calling. So it sounds like y'all got kind of a healthy situation going on. So do you feel like, do you feel good? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel like it's going to keep staying this way?
Now I can honestly say it's a very healthy relationship between us two. Like I said before, I couldn't be in the room with her for 15 minutes. I couldn't do it.
So y'all way to this place.
Toxic.
Say again. I'm sorry.
Y'all worked y'all way to this place that y'all at right now. Y'all did some work.
because I think it was more of an influence from her friends telling her, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, and she was listening to friends. So I think somebody must have gotten her ear and said, hey, he's doing the best he can. And this is when he was little, he was living with her, and, I was doing my part. And, I'm not saying this just because it's me, but I felt as though as a man, as a father, I was doing my part. And she felt as though that it wasn't enough. So when he got older, there was a situation where, she couldn't do it no longer of her raising him because I wasn't physically there. And I said, hey, bring him over here. He will live with me. He will be straight, And once that happened, then our bond kind of, grew tighter as parents. And,
Wow.
She would call me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, wow, I'm interested in your story because you kind of showing that it's a way that it can be done and y'all can get to that place eventually. People be
Right.
diligent. Yeah, so
Yeah, so it can be done. It definitely can be done, with people. Yeah. With people, communication. Communication is key.
Amen. That's it.
You just got to sit down. You got to put all your feelings, all of your anger, all of your frustrations aside and focus on the child. What does the child need? And that should be the conversation right there. Despite of what happened, despite of who did it, why they do it, that shouldn't be a factor. It should be the child at the end of the day.
yeah. That's dope. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for calling in, Ernest, and sharing that.
Thank you, Ernest.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it. We love to hear the positive stuff and the good outcomes, right? So there you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
And I love your show. I love your show. By the way, I just caught it. I was surfing the web, and I do live stream as well. I have a network. And this topic is great. I love what you guys are doing. Keep up the good work. Thanks for taking my call.
We appreciate you.
All right.
Have a blessed
one. You the same. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, there you have it, folks. See, so we can
J.Mac.
have. Yeah. Oh,
we back on the topic again.
And see what's going on over here because I see some people over here talking a little bit of mess. Somebody said they need J.Mac to change her name because there's only one Mac on the network. I think that's T-Mac. But you know what? It's all right. We gonna stick it out together. All right, Mac's in the building. I want to just shout out Jay. She on the line. Welcome. She said it sounds like a lust trap or a weak mindset, and there's a thin line between love and lust. Sometimes people don't discern the difference. And she said it's a good and needed topic. I agree. Like sometimes people will not know like what it is to avoid it. You have to avoid something. You got to know what it is, right? You got to be able to recognize it. So so that's and then also I wanted to talk about this. What I actually wanted to talk about was how to avoid getting sucked into a love trap, right? But first we gotta know what they are to steer clear of them. And so there are like different types of love traps, y'all. They have names and everything. So
break it down.
I was gonna talk about a couple of them because it's real out here. It's real out here. All the single people call in. Let me know what's up. 929-441-2417. Single, married, everybody. So, hold on. We got some people in the comments. I wanted to say, Mandy, how you doing? She said, this is Mandy from the West Coast. Shout out West Coast. What up? You in the building?
Big up West Coast.
What's up, y'all? I tried telling my 24-year-old this because he's separated with 2 babies, and she's always saying she's divorcing him. They live separate, and but he gets lonely. She put lonely in parentheses and in quotations, and she said, and he's missing her. And then they mess around, and I told him to stop, but it's misleading. He has no intentions of being with her, and he said he feels trapped because they have kids. So it sounds like to me, I was gonna actually talk about like the different types of love traps because that's important to recognize. Like you have what's called a meant to be love trap, and that's kind of like reminiscent to the prom king and queen. Like
Mm-hmm.
just because everybody expects you to end up together, just because everybody wants you to be together or it looks good to be together because you have kids or whatnot, that doesn't mean that you should. And I think that's what happens a lot of
Toxic.
times. Yeah, a lot of times that turns toxic quick because it usually occurs when two people realize that they share they even though they share similar attributes, like they might look cute together, right? They might both be really intelligent, they might both run a business that are similar, they might both be creative, and then people just pin them together because they both lawyers, they both doctors, why not, right?
That's not
They It's
always.
not right. It's not always. It might seem like they perfect for each other on the surface, but relationships can't really rely on just similarities. And so that's like where the meant to be love trap goes wrong. You get stuck with a person based on like how it looks on the surface. Like we look good together, we got kids together. Let's stick it out. And but where's your happiness, right? So
Happiness is within the person, within the individual.
right,
No other individual can make you happy if you don't feel happy. No
and then
individual.
it is also realizing like attributes don't mean a whole lot. Attributes are important. It's important that some people being attractive is an important part, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to somebody, or even finding their attributes attractive, like finding the fact that they can count to a million in like 2 seconds. Nice. I don't know. Whatever. I can like say facts like, yo, I like your head, the way it shines.
Oh, okay. But that's just one thing. What about the inner person? What about the inner
The
facts?
inner,
Not
exactly.
the outer facts. See, the connection comes from the inner facts. You gotta know
Exactly.
me for who I am. You can't look on the
Exactly.
outside and say, well, oh, he's a nice person. I could be a demon waiting to happen. But you never
Yeah.
sit down and conversate with me and really get to know me so you can understand me. You might be like, well, yeah, he good. I mean, he got money, he got this, he got that. But that's not all the way what answer our situation or answer how people, you know, take us by perspective. Because if they don't really get to know us. And it's kind of hard to really get to know a person. And when you don't know, you know a person, but you really don't know what makes that person tick. And
Mm-hmm.
the part that you're searching for is tick how that person function, his
Right.
mental function. And,
Exactly.
and, and see, for all he could know, he might not really be in love with you. He might just
Yeah.
want to screw you. It just see you. Oh, I want to screw her. She's so nice. She got some good stuff, but never he took the time out to like really mentally get to know you, and see a part of it plays in these trap relationships. It's not mentally. It's lusting over the person outside appearance. They don't
Mm.
really study the person. They just saying, well,
Yeah.
oh, he big, he got the perfect body. Oh, she got the perfect body. She look this way. Oh, she's sexy, she hot. I just gotta have some of her. And
Mm-hmm.
and you're not never took the time out to say, let me get to know her. Let me get to know her mentally. And everybody can be compatible on the outside, but not mentally.
Right.
Mentally, they're not at that same equal capacity.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you know what? One of our callers just said something that I was gonna actually mention. There's
Mm-hmm.
actually he was talking about lust, and that's a big part of what one of our what we were just talking about with her story because
Mm-hmm.
um there is a love trap. There's a love trap called the really good sex love trap. That's the name. This is a real thing, people, and y'all, if anybody wants
Yeah.
to call,
Yeah.
with 929-441-2417. But
Mm-hmm.
I looked up some information. I was reading this article about the really good sex love trap, and this is a very dangerous love trap because it like really good sex is a highly sought after commodity, right?
Well,
It's hard. I mean, you don't think so? It's not a
Well,
commodity.
it depends. Okay. For instance, it depends on if who turned who out.
So
Who
like
who
that's what I'm
who
saying.
did
Like
the things that her past relationship she haven't. See, the
that's the
thing
thing.
is,
Yeah. Go
when
ahead.
these people get into these traps, it's basically you hit the bullseye. You hit what she wants. See,
Yeah.
a woman is kind of different than a man.
Yeah.
She have many love spots, as I would call it, love spots.
Hmm.
Men have maybe two specific love spots. And a woman, if you doing the right thing to her, yeah, she can be possessive. And she can put you in that love trap where you feel like you stuck and you feel like you owe her your life.
Well, you bring up a good point because I think it's hard to find someone who you can be compatible with
Yeah.
emotionally and sexually. But what people don't understand is that it's not necessarily a bad thing. Good sex can be learned and taught, but emotional compatibility is like one of those difficult. It can. I think you can teach that.
I don't know.
It's
I
the
don't
emotional
know.
part. It's the facts. It's the emotional
But
compatibility part.
people, some of the
It's the
people
emotional
are
compatibility
not
as a woman. You
emotional.
know what I'm saying? Somebody said they
Some
disagree.
I
Sean said
disagree
he
with
disagree.
you
You
because some
disagree? Go ahead.
people are not emotional. Some people,
Yeah,
see,
that's true.
we go back. How can I say? How far can we go back? See, the thing is, people don't know romance. See, the thing is, they don't know romance. Some of us as men
Mm,
are like cavemen, or
mm.
just like cavemen when it comes to women. They're not romantic or compassionate. I mean, when it comes to a woman, she wants you to be compassionate. She wants you to treat her just like she's a rose. She
Mm-hmm.
wants you to go slowly. She wants you to caress her, hug her, and just say that you love her. Show her affection. She looking for a certain kind of affection. And when you show a woman a certain kind of affection, that's when
Mm-hmm.
these traps come in. Not every man is built for that. You're right. Some men have to be taught. Some men know it. But they just don't want to put it in effect because they don't want to be in that trap relationship where you have a woman to stalk you or tell your wife or whatever you doing. She might get overwhelmed. Okay, what you think, J.Mac?
I kind of agree. I can kind of agree with that. I can see that, and that's to me that sounds like the compatibility, the emotional compatibility, because like somebody said, like Sean, he just said, what does romances have to do with sex? It doesn't have to have anything to do with sex, right? But it depends on the
It
person.
don't.
If
It don't.
I You could go into it doesn't like I feel like being romantic, you don't have to be romantic to do the act of sex,
So
but you
so
have to be romantic to like do the act of like making love, if that makes sense. That's for
okay.
people who believe in that making love and sex is different. Like me.
It
I
is.
believe that
It
making
is
love.
totally different
So
because
I
having sex you could be a caveman.
yeah, yeah.
You would you want to be? Would you want to be with a caveman? Can you just imagine that a caveman?
We did. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? I guess it depends on the walk of life that you in, and like that brings me to the next point. I was going to talk about this. There's another love trap, and it's called the
Okay.
rebound. The rebound love trap, right? And that's when you kind of get sucked into this love trap when you want to like kind of stand by a decision or like start a relationship when you're not even ready yet. Some people not really ready to get into an
Hold,
entanglement or a sexual relationship or a
hold that
sex
thought.
buddy. And
Hold that thought. It's time to pay them
okay,
bills. You know how we
okay,
do it.
okay, okay.
Pay the bills.
Break.
Big up to the Evening Rush Network.
What's up,
Looking to
y'all?
podcast shows and do not know where to start? The Evening Rush Network can help you with that. Call us at 929-441-2417 or email us at theeveningrushnetwork@gmail.com for dates and prices. We got you for all your podcast needs. The Evening Rush Network. Tune in, subscribe, and share.
Hey, how y'all doing? Big up.
What's up?
Go ahead. Hey, how y'all doing? We back. Come on, J.Mac. Come on with it.
Focus podcast with J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz, and we just wanted to say shout outs to our sponsors, Sayings by Butter, and get your nicest gear, get your personalized things and everything that you desire. Also gear up on J.Mac Lane. Your girl here, J.Mac. You can get whatever you need, all that stuff and more. Also hit us up on IG, y'all. On Instagram. If you're on Instagram, stop what you're doing right now and head over to that app and follow at Getting to the Focus. So you can show us some love on there. And then you can also always call in 929-441-2417. We're talking about relationship traps today. So if y'all have anything to say about that, please call in and let us know. Before we went to break, I was going to talk about the rebound love trap, which is you pretty much getting sucked into a love trap in which you want to kind of, you feel obligated or you feel like you have to stand by a decision, but you're not even really, you might not even be ready yet, you know. Some rebound relationships succeed, but they usually fail because pretty much it's like some unresolved issues, right? Whether those are you not really over the last person, maybe. It's a lack of closure from your past. If anybody ever dealt with that, please let us know or call in and so we can chat it up about that. If you have any, like, you know, like experience on that one. 929-441-2417. Call us up. But Phatz, you ever did a rebound? You ever hopped into a rebound?
Yeah. I did it, but you know, it just gradually faded. I mean, I've been with this my last relationship before I tied the knot. I was with her, I believe, 3 years, and me and her started going different ways. So I met a little shorty that was younger than me. Then I started messing with her. But it really didn't go nowhere. It was really how people say they don't have no feelings. It's like I went through that cold break. That cold heartbreak is like, okay, it's just sex. And long as we get that, I'm good with that. No, and she was good with it.
Okay.
I mean, but
so it was something that y'all both kind of needed at the time.
Yeah.
But it didn't escalate into no like serious stuff, right?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't even like that. It just whatever.
Yeah, somebody.
What about you, J.Mac? Come on, what about you?
Yeah, I had a couple of rebounds.
You said a couple of rebounds? How many hearts you broke?
Last years, when you break up with somebody or you know, even if you're taking a break from somebody and like you end up getting together, the rebound is kind of like, to me, it's almost therapeutic. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of weird, but I look at the rebound. It's kind of, I know. I just look at everything. How you
figure you kind of weird? Explain that to me.
Okay, so I said I was weird because some people look at it like a bad thing, like you have a rebound or you rebounded somebody. But I try to do everything and kind of use everything to my advantage emotionally. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a fire, but I stick to myself and I know what I like and I know what I want. And, it took me a while to get here. I haven't always been like that. However, in this place in my life right now, I got to use everything. If it's not adding to me, it's not there. It's got to be booted. You know what I'm saying? So that's how.
Do you think it's part of growing? Do you think it's part of growing?
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. And I think that people, it becomes we make things toxic, right? We create the toxic situation. We create a toxic environment, and they don't always have to be that way. I say that to say with the love trap, with the rebound love trap, it's like you kind of you feel stuck you get like, let's
stuck
say
in a realm.
yeah, like you kind of like, let's say I never had a situation where I thought that the rebound should be forever, right? But it could have happened. Like you could have made a baby from the rebound, or you could have did
Yeah,
something,
you could
you
have.
know.
But
That's
then
how
again,
it,
you basically looking at it like, I don't know how this is gonna play out. So my heart is still
yeah.
on got the fence shield on it, because I'm like, okay, it's like you straddling the fence, like, I can really like take this serious, or then again, and that little voice in your head like, don't take this shit serious, don't take it serious, just
Yeah.
let it go, and see how it may turn out.
So
All us got that thought in us. All us.
yeah, somebody said rebound baby. That's new. Sean said that in the chat. But I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm gonna be a little candid right now, right?
Okay.
I kind of feel like I was in the rebound love trap. I don't feel
Mm.
like it's that now. I don't feel like so much that now, but I kind of felt like I was in the rebound love trap, and I feel like it came in the form of my son. So I
On
not my
your
son.
behalf, or on the male's behalf?
On my behalf, I feel like I did the rebound love trap thing, y'all.
Mm.
Confessions of J.Mac.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Was this a stranger, or this was somebody you know? See,
It was somebody
when
I
you
knew.
say rebound trap, it could mean
Yeah.
it could be a total stranger you met right after you got out of your relationship, or somebody you was talking to, and sort of like a friend, but not a friend, sort of like a friend that you
No,
kind of know him.
I wouldn't say that I know him, but it was somebody, somebody I met, and it kind of became that. It kind of became that.
Okay.
So if y'all could call in, let us know y'all thoughts on
Okay.
everything. 929-441-2417. That'd be great. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was somebody that I already knew. It was like somebody like I met and then got to know really quickly.
Oh,
Got-
okay.
And then there's a now that actually reminds me of another one I read about, and it's called the Now or Never Love Trap, and it's pretty much when like an opportunity knocks, uh or like you're trying something new, or you're trying to commit to something new, and a person thinks that they will never experience, or like you get to somebody, like let's say they have, I'm gonna use money, that's a common one, somebody that has a whole lot of money, right? And you never really been with anybody with a lot of money that's able to that's just spending it on you and giving you stuff and giving you stuff. It's like kind of a shock, right? And then the reason it turns into a trap is because you think that you're never going to experience this again. When it's a million people out here with money, right? But you think, because like, dang, what if I let this go, I'll never experience somebody taking me on trips, or I'll never experience somebody buying me Birkins, or I never experience somebody, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like that's the now
but
or
you buying the
never.
person. You're not really
Exactly. That's
liking
what
the
makes it a
person
trap.
or loving the person for who they are. If you
That's why.
buying them, you should expect the love ain't real. The love is not real.
But
If you buying them.
But you know what? The person that's spending the money or that's doing the stuff, I understand some people be like, oh, it ain't tricking if you got it. I heard that people say that. But my thing is this, like, to each his own. Like everybody has to. They might be in a place where like they don't mind buying love. I mean, but that's why it's called a trap. You feel me? It's not. It can't.
I've
It
been
might
there.
not be
I've
real.
been there. I've done that.
You
So
stay out of.
I've been there.
You stay out
But
of
I'm
comfort.
at a point. I try to stay. I mean, if you gonna love me for who I am, not what I have or what's in my pocket.
Yeah.
And see, people get caught up with that. If I buy you, who to say I'm not gonna mistreat you?
Yeah. That's what that I mean, that's real. That's
Yeah,
real.
who to say that means I got the right to dog you. Cause I
Yeah.
say you ain't gonna go nowhere. I toss you or buy you whatever you want. Should I be surprised? You ain't gonna go nowhere. It's like I got you. I bought you.
It's a trap. That's what's called a trap.
You
Big
in
shout
the
out
trap.
to
and you still trying to figure out ways to get out. But I bought you, so shit, I'm happy with that. She'll do what I want her to do. Any given time, she'll give me sex anytime I want it, even against her own will. All I gotta do is buy you and keep you into my trap.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why it's a trap. You know, I mean, and we talking about y'all. We talking about it for everybody that just tuned in. We are talking about relationship traps, how to avoid them, how to recognize them. We got another relationship trap, and this one is called emotional investment love trap.
Ooh.
It's called the emotional investment love trap. If anybody, I'm about to explain what it is in a second, but if anybody ever been in this and know what it is, call us up at 929-441-2417. So I'm gonna tell y'all what this emotional investment love trap is, okay?
Okay.
Basically, this is like the complete opposite of like you got a gratitude love trap too. I'm gonna tell y'all about that. But it's like the complete opposite of anything like gratitude or like it's like when you put too much, you put way too much work, effort, and resources into a relationship. Pretty much, you might be reluctant to let it go because of different reasons. You're not sure if you can handle investing more of yourself into someone that's outside of the relationship. So you like, well, I might as well just stick it out because I already done put so much into it, right? It's similar to building your dream house, like in the middle of a desert. Like if you build a dream house, like think about building a dream house in the middle of a desert and then living there without no water. Like you got a dream house. It's beautiful. It's like everything you ever wanted, but you gonna die of thirst because you put all your stuff into it. You put all your put everything into it, but it's not giving you nothing. It's not giving you what you need to nourish. You know what I'm saying?
I was in a relationship like that. The last relationship I was like that. When I had first met her, I had basically got out of the divorce. I had met her, then started dating her, then started going to see her. And I fell for her. I had a thing for her. She was giving me everything I need. But when it came to buying things, she wouldn't buy me nothing. Birthday, holidays, or anything. I took her to Broadway plays. I went to church with her. Kept her car cleaned up, put her in an apartment, helped her, pay the bills and everything. And then as the years start progressing, she didn't really want me. She didn't really want me, so I know what you're saying. I'm thinking this gonna last. But I think I look at it like this: if you really didn't want me and I wasn't the person that you wanted, you should have just came clean and just told me. Say all you had to say, this ain't gonna last long. So enjoy it while you got the chance to enjoy it. And so I would have known what to expect. It's like you putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that because there's actually there's a gratitude love trap where like some people perceive love as a form of payment. Like they feel like they might not have any other resources or anything else to give, so they perceive that love is their form of payment within a relationship, if that makes sense. You're pretty much, your gratitude isn't limited to material or financial items, and then they kind of make the other person feel bad for being that way. But there's actually a book. It's called The 5 Love Languages, and it talks about like how people love differently. Some people, it's affirmation words, kind words. Some people, it's material things, right? Some people, it's physical touch. So everybody is different. A partner may have like sacrificed a lot of themselves for you, or they end up, they end up doing things like, hey, like I didn't go see my family, or like I don't spend time with my family and friends anymore because I give it all to you, and they make you feel bad, and then you feel like, damn, well, I don't want to leave them to the side because they gave me all their time. That's a trap. If you don't really want to be there, I don't care how much time and effort and energy they're giving you. Like that's a trap. Like you don't want to be there. You can love somebody, you can't love somebody to death. Literally. You know what I'm saying? You can't, because it's gonna, at the end of the day, that's what it is. If I'm with somebody and I don't want to be there, it's killing me. You know? So I don't know. That's
Word
just how I feel.
100. Word 100.
Anybody got something to say, please call us up at 929-441-2417. We would love to hear from you. If you have any thoughts on relationship traps, if you've been in a relationship trap, if you stuck in one and you think we can maybe talk you through it and we can, like, let's figure this thing out, y'all. We here. Me, Bklyn, Phatz, we gonna try to help you out. Because we got a few tips also that about like how to like kind of avoid the love
A
trap,
dangerous situation.
avoid the dangerous situation. Like, you got anything fast before I go into my little spiel? Like, what's some tips, like for people?
Like I say, this is great nourishment to the mind and the body. So basically, I would close this out by saying, get to know a person. Don't get to know her physical appearance. Get to know her mental appearance, how her mental foundation is, and because everything basically come from the inside. And you gotta first let you and her develop a good relationship mentally, not physically. I repeat, not physically, mentally. Mentally will carry you a long way. And once you and her come to one understanding mentally, then y'all can work on the physically being together. Know her do's, don'ts, her disconnections. Know her how she is affected by certain situations, how she is affected by you, how you are affected by her. Sit down and just really communicate and get a line of communication as I close this out and I turn it back over to J.Mac.
Thanks, Fats. That's some good tips, y'all. Look, and this is just designed. We're doing this because we want to actually help people. We want to help you get to the focus, right? We want to help you with trying to avoid getting trapped. Trying to avoid or trying to recognize it and making sure that you never put in a situation where you feel like you stuck there and you're not happy there. So my thoughts are, even before that, you sit down and you kind of list like 20 things. I'm gonna say 20 because I love the number 20. I don't know why. I always say 20. List like 20 things that you want in a partner. Like, actually write it down. Get a piece of paper, you know, and write it down. Like, and they gotta make it reasonable, people. Don't do anything that's like outlandish that you can't even provide. But I'm just saying, like, list 20 things and like make sure they're and make it non-negotiable. Like, if you say, look, I'm not dating nobody that don't got all of their front teeth, and then you meet somebody and they don't got their front teeth, you just gonna forget that you wrote that. But like, no, I'm on a serious note. List like 20 things that you're gonna be non-negotiable about. Like, I'm not gonna date nobody that's not driving uh at least a 2002 car, or I'm not gonna I don't know. It don't have to be shallow like that. It could be, I'm not gonna date nobody that doesn't have kids, or I'm not gonna date anybody that smokes, or whatever. If you don't do this, because a lot of us, what we do is, because we don't have what's called standards,
Yeah.
you know, we end up settling, and nobody, girl, boy, you too good, y'all too good to settle, and we don't want that. We don't want that, right, Phatz?
That's right. That's right.
Because
You
you're not
said a
gonna be
mouthful
happy.
right there.
You're not gonna be happy. So list those 20 things, right? And then after you do that, promise yourself, that you won't date anybody who doesn't at least meet, like, sorry y'all, they doing my lawn outside, but who doesn't meet at least like 75% of your criteria, right? So, if they don't have a couple things and it's like, but your criteria is different. Your criteria gotta be like, I'm not gonna dismiss the fact that I like people who make me laugh. So if you, yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't dismiss your criteria. Your criteria is what make you you. Your criteria is what makes your life go better and what makes you have a quality of life. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I would say is when you agree to date someone who's basically less than what you're looking for, you'll basically just end up being unhappy with that choice. And you'll be unhappy, not you'll be surprised because you'll be more unhappy with yourself than unhappy with the person. Does that make sense? I'm gonna say it one. So when you agree to date somebody, or when you reason with yourself and say, I'm gonna date this person despite them not being up to par or not being up to my standards, you end up being unhappy with yourself in the end. You know? So that being said, you gotta also, the other thing is we gotta take the time, like Phatz was saying, we gotta take the time to get to know the person that we're seeing. We don't do that anymore. We kind of rush things. We kind of jump into it head first, and just hope for the best.
Most of your guys,
you know what I'm saying? We hope for the best, and we gotta stop hoping for the best. We gotta start creating the best, and that's my hope for everybody. We create the best. Like if you don't want to fall into somebody's love trap, make sure that you're not excuse me, you're not like basically setting yourself up to get sucked in. And a part of that is like making sure that you know who you are and know what you want. Take the time to determine if you're even in a place yourself to attract the level that you want. You understand? Make sure you at that level. Make sure you're not the person that's going to be the damager. Or is that I don't even know if that's a word, but
and this go for men and
make
women.
Sure you're not going to be
not only women, men and women.
Make sure you're not going to be make sure you're not going to be the one that's going to be damaging the other person. You don't want to be responsible for somebody else's damage, right? So and that takes me to the next thing I was going to say was like basically like keep following your gut. You can feel when you meet somebody. You ever met somebody or like dated somebody and it was like, dang, this just don't feel right. Like they ain't necessarily do nothing, but it's just like, dang, this something don't feel right.
I run. Exactly. I will run. If I get that it's not clicking or I feel bad vibes with you, oops, I'm sorry. I'm good. Yeah. I ain't even going. When it comes to women, I have made some bad choices in women. And I have made choices that, she look cute, let me talk to her. And then turns out it don't work the way how I would had it set up in my heart and my mind.
Yeah.
So I pretty much learned from that. And then, I'm still in a learning process and growing. I could say that much.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing that you run though when something don't feel right, because that's you following your gut. And it was like I was reading something about like initial instinct, and they was saying that it's always your best. That's always your best bet. Like your instinct is what you need to follow, because if you follow your gut, you might end up losing. Like if you run like premature, you might end up losing that person or something. But you can always find a new one. It's a million fish in the sea. But my thing is this: like, don't be scared to lose out on something just because you're not following your gut. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But then
if you,
go ahead. You
I was gonna say, because if you
relationships, go ahead. I can't hear you breaking up, dear.
I'm breaking up. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, if you ignore on the other side, if you ignore the warning signs or if you ignore your gut and then push through, that might be you falling into the love trap. But go ahead, Phatz.
Sometimes we just on a hunt for women. We just don't. Some of us just don't care. We just be on a hunt. I call that pea greed. Pea greed. Greedy for for the pea. And you got a lot of men that are greedy for that cat. They don't care what she look like, what she got going on, or anything. And they just like, nah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that.
Yeah.
Thirst buckets. Prime example, thirst buckets.
Wow. And that's a good point, Phatz, because the last thing I was gonna say was we gotta start reevaluating our motives. We got to start reevaluating our motives. For starting or staying in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? We all have different motives. Like some of them is physical, some of them is whatever. It could be whatever motives it is. But we gotta evaluate it, and we gotta know our motives. And whatever your reason is for initiating a relationship with a person you like, make sure
Mm-hmm.
it's the right reason. Right is right, wrong is
That is
wrong, right?
true.
Everybody got a
But
preference. Everybody has
but I
a preference.
feel, yeah, I feel when you a certain age, when you in your 30s, from 30s to say 50s, you're supposed to know what you want. You have no time to be out here playing these childish games, chasing this one, chasing that one. And I feel it's time where the maturity should kick in. So you should know
Yeah,
what you want and what you expect from a male or a female. Because all the
yeah,
childish
that's
games
true.
is out the window.
That's true. I think it's more so. I want to make sure people understand. It, you gotta make sure, like, just stay pure. For me, like, it's about being pure. Don't stay for money. Don't stay for out of guilt. Don't stay like you as a sense of duty, like it's your job to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could be there for your partner. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like be there. You could be there for them
Yeah.
because you want to, but don't do it because you doing yourself a disservice and then eventually the other person a disservice because their resentment builds up. But you're doing a disservice if you do it out of obligation instead of a feeling of like I want to do this, a passion.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's where passion comes into play. You can be loyal all day. Loyalty and committed is different than dedicated. Because loyalty and commitment, it's like, all right, I'm making this commitment. I'm gonna be loyal. I'm gonna do it because I have to, out of my obligation. When I
Mm.
say I'm dedicated, but that's my heart. You know what I'm saying? That's me like really taking the time and saying, okay, I got passion for this. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be here. I want to do this. Shout out to Envy. She in the building. What's up?
Shout out to Envy. Big up the Envy.
So yeah, that's what I mean by that. And then um, the other thing, I said that was the last thing, but I was gonna say this as well.
Okay.
You gotta let it. You gotta excuse me. You gotta learn to let go as soon as you can. And when you
Yeah,
realize like how wrong you are for a person, you gotta like give it a rest. You gotta be able to know how to walk away. So you
that's
know,
true.
you don't
Like
gotta
the
settle for anything, people. You don't gotta
Yeah,
settle for anything.
it's like the classic song say. It takes a fool to learn that love don't love nobody. Love don't love nobody. And
Yep.
it's bad when you in love by yourself. And I learned that the hard way. I can love you, but that don't mean you love me back.
Yep. That's true. So, we are so glad that y'all tuned in with us today, y'all. We had such a blast talking about relationship chats. If you have anything that you want to add, anything you want to say, again, hit us up on IG or Instagram. We are at Getting to the Focus, our new podcast. And we are so thrilled to go forward. We helping you get to the focus. We're gonna figure these things out, y'all.
Yes,
Um,
y'all. We gonna
Tune in
figure
with
them
us
out.
every week. Okay, we here every Tuesday. At what time, Phatz?
6 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Tuesday.
Yes. So, and then you can always call us up as well. We had a blast talking to y'all, and just remember, y'all. Look, you don't have to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Trap or no trap. If you need help to get out, it's resources and things like that. Because there are some volatile traps as well, y'all. So there's some people who kind of scared, who literally are scared to get out, and I encourage you to reach out to someone and to get out as soon as you can because that's no good. It's no good.
J.Mac, how you feel about
We,
stalkers? How do you feel about
ooh,
stalkers?
child, we don't have
A,
time
a, a guy who
to talk about
stalks
that, but guess what? I had, I've had my experiences here and there. The last thing I want to say about stalking because we don't have enough time, but I want to say there's no such thing as a little bit of stalking, y'all. Please know that. There's no such thing as a little bit of stalker. You either a stalker or you not a stalker. Okay.
But what
If
if they
anybody says
obsessed over you?
yes, obsessed. That's what I'm saying. Like there's levels to everything, right? But if I say no to you, or if somebody says no to you, y'all, just take no as no. Okay, move forward. It's a million people out here. It's like so many people out here. Don't get caught up in that. Leave people alone when they
But
say
what if
they
they
don't
can't
want.
help it?
But there's no such thing. Get some it's medicine for everything now. Okay, it's medicine for everything. Don't bother nobody that don't want to be bothered. We'll talk. Matter of fact, we can talk about that next week if y'all want to.
Yeah,
If y'all want to talk about that next,
stalkers.
let me know. Let us
Yeah.
know. Cause
Part 2, stalking.
we're gonna figure this thing
Man
out.
or woman stalking.
We're gonna get to the focus.
Obsessed.
Yeah, get to the focus.
Even though
of
they
that.
never touch you, obsessed. Even though they never had sex with you, obsessed.
Hey.
How can we detect this?
Hey. Get into the focus.
How could we detect this?
Get into the focus. Hey, so yeah, if y'all want to talk about stalking, let me know. If y'all want to talk about something else, y'all can let us know as well. But we had a blast with y'all. We love y'all.
We love y'all too.
J.Mac.
Big ups. J.Mac. Get into the focus. It's J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz. Get into the focus.
Yes, yes. Shout out to the Evening Rush.
Big ups, Evening Rush. Big ups to VA. Big ups to Brooklyn, New York. Big up to the Gump. Big up to the whole world. We in the building. Get into the focus. I'm Bklyn Phatz with my partner J.Mac.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So. We live on the Evening Rush Network. Yep, so that's what our next topic.
You had a stalker, Bklyn Phatz?
No, I wouldn't. You know what? I try to not get into those situations. So I know how far to talk to a person or talk to a female. Just because you hold the doors open for them or you talk nice to them, that don't mean you want them. And then some people may misinterpret that and take it to a point where, oh, you want me. Oh, you want me. No. I mean, you might look nice and all of that. You might got some of the qualities I may see. But you know what? I'm learning. It's more mentally and physically. Sometimes you get overwhelmed by women physical appearance. But sometimes you got to know how to maintain that and control that. And most of us just, all we is searching after that physical appearance. We're not really searching for what she got to offer, what's in her head or anything. We just searching for what's on the outside. Sometimes what's on the outside ain't good for you. Everything just because you see it ain't always good for you. And then sometimes when things are free, you have to pay a valuable price in the long run. So nothing in the world is for free. So we all need to remember that.
Interesting.
No, we all need to remember that. You know that. You live in the real world, don't you? Huh?
Yeah.
Ain't your time valuable? Ain't your time worth something?
Amen.
Or your time is free? Huh?
Amen. Everything that look good. Envy said everything that look good ain't good for you.
Oh, it sure is not.
No, but glitters
sure
ain't good.
Not.
To say that.
Everything
that glitters ain't good.
It sure not. So just be careful. Just be careful of these relationship traps. I mean, it's not nice. And I know sometimes, temptation gets you too. Lust, temptation, all of that get you caught up. But sometimes you just gotta sit back and say, let me think this over before I jump in and get in too deep.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of thinking. Ain't nothing easy.
True that.
that's a good topic. That's a good topic. Cause
Oh, stop.
it's a lot of crazos out here. A lot of
Unfortunate.
crazos.
Yeah.
But then again, you know what? Most of the crazos they can't approach a woman, so they rather stalk her from far distance. And you know too, a lot of people can't get over rejection, and that's why they get in these um trap relationships because they see somebody who they want, and that person say, well, no, I'm not interested, you're not my type. So they tend to start stalking her, and then they figure, okay, if I can't get her this way, I'm gonna find another way to get her. They might say to themselves, well, you know what, I go and buy her. I talk to her to figure out what she like. Oh, if she like Birkin bags, or she like Gucci shoes, or she likes stilettos, oh, I can buy her all of this. Oh, she like to eat at the fancy restaurant, I can buy her all of that. But then again, you buying her all of that, and it's still you still ain't win her heart. You just bored her, and you just waste your time.
Mm.
You know
Yeah.
that's things you got to look out for too. When all money ain't good money. That's how it is. All money ain't good money. Just because a person willing to buy you the things you want, it's a price that comes behind it. And see us, we need to really sit down and analyze this. Is it really worth it, or are we just doing this just to benefit sexually, not
Right.
physically, not mentally?
Yeah. Everybody got a motive, right?
Yeah, I
Well, I
guess they
got it,
say.
y'all. It's been real. I really enjoyed being here with y'all. So we're gonna fly out and catch y'all next week. Please tune in. Don't forget each and every Tuesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And stop what you're doing right now. Go to Instagram and follow at Getting to the Focus because you'll tune in with J.Mac and Bklyn Phatz. And we appreciate your support. And we love y'all.
And please leave comments. Hit us up. Hit us
Yeah.
up on Facebook. Hit us up on IG. Leave your comments of what y'all think of our show.
All right. Tuning up.